Very good morning to all of you. I once again welcome you all to this current video lecture. As you know that we are discussing the chapter number 2 from a syllabus that is called as the investigation of the molecular structure. In the last video, we completed an important aspect from this chapter that is called as the molar polarization of the non-polar molecule as well as molar polarization for a polar molecule, how these two polarization get affected in the absence of electric field as well as in the presence of the electric field. So these two type of the different cases we already completed in a last lecture. Now today we are going to take the next aspect from the chapter, and that is called as determination of dipole moment. We know very well what is by this dipole moment, what is the definition of this dipole moment, how to calculate theoretically by equation this dipole moment. Now today we have to look towards how to determine it experimentally. So that experimental methods we are going to consider in today's video lecture. So this dipole moment can be determined with the help of two important methods. The first method is called as the vapor temperature method, and the second method is called as the dilute solution method. Now these two different methods are useful. Now we take this one by one. So first we are going to take this first method, vapor temperature method. So this is a very important method for the determination of this dipole moment. Now first of all, this vapor temperature method is useful for such a type of the compound which is present in a solution state. For solution state compound or for solutions, we can find out this, or we can determine this dipole moment with the help of this first method. Now as far as this dipole moment is concerned, we have to consider, or we have to calculate, or we have to determine this dipole moment with the help of one important aspect of a liquids or solutions, and that is called as the molar polarization of a particular compound. So we know very well that if we want to calculate molar polarization of a compound, that can be given by with the help of one equation, that is the total molar polarization is equal to this total molar polarization is equal to, we know very well this equation. So this Pt is equal to d minus 1 upon d plus 2 into m upon d, this total equal to, what is this equation? So it is very simple. It is a 4 by 3 pi n alpha plus 4 by 3 pi n into mu square upon 3 kt. So this is a one equation which is useful for calculating this total molar polarization of a molecule. So this Pt is equal to d minus 1 upon d plus 2 into m upon d. Now these are the two different parameters which stands for, first parameter 4 by 3 pi n alpha stands for that induced molar polarization, that is called as the Pi, plus the second parameter that is called as the 4 by 3 pi n mu square upon 3 kt stands for PO, that is a orientation polarization. So if we take combinedly these two parameters together, we can calculate the total molar polarization of a molecule. Now the same equation can be written in a simplified form, that also we know very well. So this equation may be written as this Pt is equal to A plus B divided by T. So this is a simplified form of the same equation, and that is equation the Debye equation. So this Debye equation can be written in a simplified form. Total molar polarization is equal to A plus B divided by T. Now once we know this particular equation, now we consider one liquid compound or one liquid system we can consider. So whenever we consider such a type of a liquid system, so for this liquid system we have to take into consideration this vapor temperature. Means we have to consider for that particular liquid a vapor temperature relationship we have to take into consideration. So if we carry out this experiment by considering the vapor temperature of particular solution, after that what we have to take into consideration? We have to take into consideration the experimentally determined values of First value is for this D, that is called as the dielectric constant of a particular system, a particular media. Second is called as the U particular. And after, once first parameter we have to take into consideration this dielectric constant of the system, second is called as the density of the particular system, and after considering these two parameters together, we can calculate this total molar polarization of a given system at the various temperature. At a various temperature, we can calculate total molar polarization experimentally. Once we calculate this total molar polarization at a different temperature, after that, what we have to do here, we have to plot a graph of this total molar polarization versus 1 upon T. So, if we plot such a type of the graph, if we plot a graph of total molar polarization, if we plot this graph, this total molar polarization, this PT, which is nothing but the D minus 1 upon D plus 2 into M upon D. So, we have to take here a total molar polarization, that is nothing but the D minus 1 upon D plus 2 into M upon D versus it is a 1 upon T versus 1 upon T. So, if we plot such a type of the graph, we get a straight line, with a slope equal to, for this straight line a slope is obtained, that slope is equal to capital B. This slope is equal to capital B, and we know very well the value for this B. What is the value for this B? So, this B is equal to, it is a 4 by 3 pi n mu square upon 3 kt. It is 4 by 3 pi n mu square upon 3k. It is a mu square divided by 3k. Once we know the value for this B, this capital B is equal to, once we get this value from the slope, this B is equal to 4 by 3 pi n into mu square upon 3k. Once we get this value, now if we rearrange this equation to calculate this dipole moment, this dipole moment, so what we will get, this mu is equal to, so if we rearrange this equation, it becomes under root 9k divided by 4 pi into n under root b. So, this type of the equation we will get if we rearrange this equation of slope. So, we get here dipole moment, that is mu is equal to under root 9k divided by 4 pi n into under root b. Now, once we get such a type of the equation, then if we substitute the values for the constants, what are that constants? This Boltzmann constant is there, this pi is there, and this n is there. So, if we substitute the constant values for these constants, we get the next equation. In this case, this mu is equal to 0.01273 under root b into 10 to the power of minus 18 ESU centimeter. So, this type of the value we get if we substitute the constant values for this Boltzmann constant, this pi, and this Avogadro's number. We get the next value for this dipole moment, that is a mu is equal to 0.01273 under root b into 10 to the power of minus 18 ESU centimeter, and the same value can be written as this mu is equal to 0.01273 under root capital B day by under root b day by, and we know very well this day by is nothing but the unit for this dipole moment. So, this is a very simple relationship between this dipole moment to that of the slope, which is obtained from the graph. So, with the help of such a type of the simplified equation, we may calculate the dipole moment of a particular liquid with the help of this method, vapor temperature method. So it is a very simple method. So in this method, what we have to take into consideration? We have to take into consideration this final equation to calculate this molar polarization. Now this molar polarization equation is nothing but the Debye equation. This Debye equation can be written in a simplified form as Pt is equal to A plus B divided by T. Once we get this equation, we have to study this liquid system or this vapor system. Once we consider this equation, we have to consider this equation, this liquid system at a various temperature, and by considering that various temperature, we have to plot a graph of this total molar polarization versus 1 upon T, and these, after plotting this graph, we get a straight line with slope equal to B. This value for this B is equal to 4 by 3 pi n mu square upon 3k. This value for this B. If we rearrange this equation in order to calculate this mu, we get mu equal to under root 9k divided by 4 pi n under root B. Now, if we substitute the constant values for this k, pi and n, we get the next equation as dipole moment is equal to 0.01273 into under root b into 10 to the power of minus 18 ESU centimeter, and we know very well that instead of this 10 to the power of minus 18 ESU centimeter, we may write here a Debye. So the final equation for calculating this dipole moment is mu is equal to 0.01273 into under root b Debye. So with the help of this, we may calculate a dipole moment of a particular liquids. Now this is the method number first. Once we studied this method number first, we are going to take now the second method called as the dilute solution method. Now first of all, we have to take into consideration that this first method is useful for the liquid compounds. On the other hand, if suppose we are interested to calculate the dipole moment of a solutes, for a solute, suppose if we want to calculate the dipole moment, so what I have to do first, we have to convert this solute first into a suitable solution with the help of a proper solvent. First of all, we have to convert this solute into the solution state with the help of a proper solvent. So first of all, we have to take a solute. After that solute, we have to take a proper non-polar solvent such as a benzene is there, CCl4 is there, N-hexane is there. So such a type of the non-polar solvents we have to take. We have to convert this solute into the solution. After converting this solute into the solution state, then again what we have to take into consideration? We have to take into consideration one equation. That equation is nothing but this total molar polarization of a solution. Total molar polarization of a solution P1, 2, and we know very well that particular equation. So this equation is nothing but the D minus 1 upon D plus 2 into N1 into M1 plus N2 into M2 divided by D. So this is our equation to calculate this total molar polarization of a solution. In this, what are the terms involved? The terms is nothing but the N1 and N2. What do you mean by N1 and N2? N1 stands for mole fraction of a solvent and N2 stands for mole fractions of a solute. After that, this M1 and M2 is nothing but the M1 is the molecular weight of a solvent and M2 is the molecular weight of the solute. D is the density of the solution. This D is again called as the dielectric constant. The same equation may be written in another form. So this total molar polarization of a solution P1, 2 is equal to N1 into P1 plus N2 into P2. So same equation may be written in another simplified form. P1, 2 is equal to N1 into P1 plus N2 into P2. In this equation, what about this P1 and P2? Now this P1 and P2 are called as the molar polarization of a solvent and molar polarization of a solute respectively. So this is a simplified equation to calculate this molar polarization of a solution. Now once we obtain such a type of the equation, now we are interested to calculate the molar polarization for this solute, that is a P2. We are interested to calculate this P2. So what I have to do here, we have to just rearrange this equation. So this P2 is equal to P1, 2, this P1, 2 minus N1 into P1 divided by this N2. So this type of the equation we get after the rearrangement of this equation, that is a molar polarization of a solute is equal to P1 comma 2 minus N1 into P1 divided by N2. After getting this type of the simplified equation, what I have to take into consideration now? Now again, we have to calculate this type of the P2, that is a molar polarization of a solute at a different temperature. We have to calculate this molar polarization at a different temperature. Once we calculate this molar polarization at a different temperature for a given solution, again what we have to do here now? Again we have to plot a graph of, again we have to plot a similar type of the graph, that is a, we have to plot a graph of this P2 versus again 1 upon T. So again we have to plot a graph of this molar polarization of a solute versus 1 upon T. So again in this case also we get a straight line with slope equal to again equal to B. Slope is again equal to B, and we know the value for this B also. This B is equal to 4 by 3 pi n mu square upon 3k. So again the same type of the values we get here from the slope of the second graph also, and it is very simple now. Once we get the value for this slope B, once we get the value for this slope B, B is equal to again 4 by 3 pi n mu square divided by 3k. Again what we have to do here? Again we have to repeat the same procedure. Once we get such a type of the values for this mu, this B, suppose here, this B, again what we have to do here? Again we have to substitute the constant values for this n, this pi and this k. Again we have to rearrange that equation. After rearranging we get this final type of the equation, that is a mu equal to. So in this case also we get that equation, mu is equal to 0.01273 under root B day by. And with the help of this particular equation of this dipole moment, we may calculate here the dipole moment of a particular solute in a solution state. So we can say that this is again simple method for calculating the dipole moment for a solute. For calculating that, first of all we have to convert that solute into the solution state. For this purpose we take the proper non-polar solvent. After formation of the solution can be takes place, we are interested to calculate total molar polarization of that solution, that is given by P1 comma 2 is equal to D minus 1 upon D plus 2 into M upon D is equal to, what I would do here now, it is equal to, sorry, into N1 into M1 plus N2 into M2 divided by D, where N1 and N2 is the mole fraction of solvent and solute respectively. M1 and M2 are called as the molecular weight of a solvent and solute. The same equation may be written in a simplified form as P1 comma 2 is equal to N1 into P1 plus N2 into P2, and this is in this equation, this P1 and P2 stands for molar polarization of a solvent and solute respectively. After this equation, if we rearrange this equation in order to calculate the molar polarization of a solute, this P2 is equal to P1 comma 2 minus N1 into P1 divided by N2, and this is called as the equation to calculate molar polarization of a solute. After this equation, we have to substitute the values for this total molar polarization from this equation number first. We have to take into consideration N1 and P1 values of a solvent, and we have to take into consideration mole fraction of a solute. By considering all these, we have to calculate this P2 at a various temperature. Once we calculate this P2 at a various temperature, if we plot a graph of this molar polarization of a solute with respect to 1 upon T, again we get a straight line, again slope is equal to B. We know the value for this B equal to 4 by 3 pi n mu square upon 3k. Again we have to perform the same operation which you perform in the method number first, and finally we get a relationship between this dipole moment to that of the slope. So this mu is equal to 0.01273 under root B day by, and with the help of this similar type of the relationship we may calculate here the dipole moment of a particular solute in a solution state. So these are the two simple and important methods for determining the dipole moment of a particular compound. The compound may be present in a solution state, or the compound may be present in a solid solute. That solute can again converted into the solution state. So with the help of these two simple methods we may calculate or we may determine the dipole moment of a particular compound. So today we complete this particular important methods of determination of dipole moment. Remaining methods or remaining points we will study in a next video lecture. So with this today I stop here. Thank you so much.